In news, as y'all see in the thumbnail and the title, they ain't stupid. The Washington Commanders have come to an agreement with Terry McLaurin for a 3-year, $96 million extension. Let's get straight into it after this music, though.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of NFL Central. Let's get straight into it. Now, we all been talking about, we've made a couple videos, me and Bobby briefly talking about how it would be a stupid decision for them not to come to this agreement and finally get something done with their number one wide receiver. And I'm going to keep repeating it, their number one wide receiver, because there was some talk ever since he came out and said that he wanted an extension. He felt like he waited his time. He's seen other people get like DK and others get paid. He feel like he should get paid his just due as well. And quite frankly, we can go over the numbers, in which we are, and quite frankly, everything he said. I mean, we know that we had people like on First Take saying like, "Oh, you still got a contract, go to work, live up to your contract, and this, that, and the third." But if we talking about all the shit that he's have to deal as a professional, mind you, he got drafted in 2018 or 2019, excuse me, third round pick, mind you, not like he was a first or second round pick. So he had to prove himself. He's a two-time Pro Bowler, more recent one in 2022 and 2024, and a second team All Pro in that 2024 as well. And quite frankly, we all know the history ever since RG3, the history of the run of the quarterback situation. Carson Wentz, Mariota been in there, Tyler Heineke, uh, it's been so many wide receivers he's played under, and yet and still, no matter if the fact of the matter is, no matter the line playment, no matter who's throwing him the ball, you still get constant production from Terry McLaurin. So this whole conversation that this man was not a true number one wide receiver was just bullshit in my opinion. Came in as a rookie, gave you 919 yards, and ever since then, he's gave you 1,000 plus. For 2020, gave you 1,100 yards. After that, gave you 1,553. After that, give you 1,191 yards. After that, give you 1,000. And then this year, when you finally get your quarterback of your dreams, also give you 1,000. Then on top of that, you go get some more weapons like Debo Samuel and some other people that you add on your offense, which is going to make him even more of a weapon because they're not going to have all the focus on Terry McLaurin, which is still impressive because from the 5 years he's been playing in the league and with the Commanders, he's been the main target on offense, and he's been the person they have the game plan. And guess what? Like I said, look at the stats. He's still producing. So, quite frankly, I felt like, especially seeing DK getting paid, there is no doubt in my mind, and I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Terry McLaurin is 100% a better wide receiver than fucking DK. It's 100% a fact. I don't give a fuck if you saying he's not. You need to go do your own research and your own homework. But Terry McLaurin is better than a lot of these wide receivers that he's quite criminally underrated. And I think last year, especially when he get a quarterback as a dynamic as in Jaden Daniels, you see how dynamic and how dangerous he can be. But not only that, you also got to talk. We're gonna talk about a little bit that he had to deal with some off the field issues too. Like he didn't come into this organization when their names was the Commanders. They were still the Redskins. And you know who's the owner of the Redskins, and then whatever, and all the fiasco that went behind that. So we already hear the type of turmoil and the type of toxicity that they had throughout those days when he was in ownership. So I'm pretty sure Terry felt a lot of that. He felt a lot of that, a lot of not trusting ownership, GM, coach, this, that, and the third. Even when you have good coaches, they getting rid of them. You players not liking ownership because of the things he's saying and doing. I'm pretty sure he's hearing the things that he's hearing and saying. So like I said, you not only have you surrounded him by pure chaos as an organization by having him under a crazy ownership, you finally get him a new ownership, thank God, who's ever since they came into power has completely flipped this organization around, flipped the name, flipped the presence. Washington Commanders actually has a respect on them around the league compared to previous. So not only that, then they follow up and then finally gets him an actual valuable quarterback. So don't do all that and then come to the conclusion that you wasn't gonna fucking pay him. That was my conclusion. Like, you can't do all this. You can get the D line right. You went to go get Laramie Tunsil this year in the offseason, as well as draft some people, improve the line, improve the D line, improve the defense, improve the offense, add more weapons. What's the point of getting rid of your primary weapon just because you want to be stupid and not pay him? And I'm glad they came to the decision and not be stupid and just go ahead and pay him. Quite frankly, there is no other reason. There is nobody that, quite frankly, right now I don't know if there's anybody on wide receivers they could have got out of college that that can come in and immediately do very similar things to Terry. Like, Terry is that good. So it was no reason not to pay him. I'm glad they got the pay. Now the season about to start. Everything straight away. There's nothing else to worry about. Now you can look back on that you was this close to the Super Bowl, and now you can put all your focus in on trying to get to the Super Bowl again. Because hey, they was this close, and that D line got better, and that offensive line got bigger, and they got Debo. I'm just saying that's a recipe for a better team. But at the end of the day, I'm glad they did what they did. It would be stupid not to pay him. That's all I'm gonna say. It just would have been stupid. My boy Jacob Horn, they better have paid folks. But like, he really been like that for him. Like, that's my point. He's been the key consistent guy the last 5 years. It made no sense not to pay him. And I, like you said, and based on this agreement, 3 years, 96 million. It ain't like he was asking to break the bank. He was just pay me what I'm worth, and that was upwards of what he was worth, which is around DK, a little bit better than DK. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. That's all I had to say. That man got paid. Kudos to them. I'm glad they get everything straight away. But yeah, it's a good thing for them. I'm glad that they did it. But thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of NFL Central. We're gonna be back when news drop, when we drop. So it is what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks